What's up? This is D. Walker, president of the BSU, reporting live from TCC What's Up College Edition season finale. This month, we offer exclusive interview with Tacoma's mayor, Bill Barsma. Then we're going to jump down to Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium and check out Earth Day. And we offer exclusive footage of the Britney Spears concert. So come along, check it out with us as we do this show for you.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Blaine with What's Up College Edition with our mayor from Tacoma, Bill Barsma. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well.
And so, how has the election treated you? Pretty good now that you're in office?
Well, the election treated me very well since I won the election rather handily. It's been a very hectic first few months. I serve on 21 boards and commissions. I chair many of them. So days last anywhere from 12 to 14 hours. In fact, yesterday I started at 7:30. That was my first board meeting. And I finished off, got home around 9 o'clock at night. So it was a long day yesterday, and today I've had several meetings as well. But I knew what I was getting into, so never a dull moment.
So those expectations have kind of changed quite a bit, or have they met all of your expectations, or?
Well, the expectations haven't changed. Now, keep in mind that I served on the city council for 8 years prior to becoming mayor, so I had some sense of what it entailed. But I didn't gain a full appreciation until after my election, actually even before my election. There were a lot of requests for time and commitments during the period of the election in November till I was sworn in January. So I always had the question in my mind, why was it that the mayor was so tired in the evening, you know? And now I understand. And when Brian Ebersaw was mayor and I served with him, around 9 o'clock he would say, gee, I'm tired, I got to go home. And I thought, well, gosh, Mr. Mayor, I'm not tired, you know. And at the time I was teaching at the University of Puget Sound, but now I appreciate what he was saying at that time.
Great. So now with your new official position held, I know that you have many expectations that you have. You've implicated a student advisory board also.
Yeah, during the course of the campaign, I made a promise. I made a promise to the young people of Tacoma, those between the ages of high school age to the early 20s, that upon being elected I would establish a mayor's youth advisory board or committee, which I've done. And the board has met. It includes, at least initially, many of the student body officers of the area colleges, community colleges, and Bates. We're also inviting high school students to be involved in this committee. And they've got projects, they've got their bylaws and their constitution, they've elected their officers. And you know, to be a member of the board, a student or a young person has to go back to their constituency and get on a petition 50 names. And so the representatives from Tacoma Community College, University of Puget Sound, University of Washington, Tacoma, Evergreen, Bates, and the high schools, to be members of the board and to be active participants, need the support from their peers. And they decided that on their own. That was not my choice, but they felt that to really be an active member and a participant on the board, they needed the support, need to have some credibility, and that was the way in which they established it.
Right, that sounds very necessary in becoming a member, activity in this community. Do you have any advice to maybe potential students that would like to run for political office in a career later?
Students, you know, potential students and otherwise, in fact, current students. Well, you know, there have been a lot of success stories of young people forward and have been successful politically here in Tacoma. In fact, some years back, there was a 19-year-old student from Pacific Lutheran University by the name of Tim Strege who ran for the Tacoma City Council against the then deputy mayor, lost by 100 votes, and then 2 years later, at the age of 21, was elected in a landslide and served on the city council. And then his good friend, another young person from the South End, Steve Kirby, while in his early 20s, was elected to the city council. So Tacomans have been pretty receptive to considering young people as candidates. But, you know, it's a lot of hard work and commitment. You have to develop a plan and stick to it, and to have a vision and a message that people will respond to. So you know, although there are no one currently on the council that you'd consider to be a young person. I think that in the past, Tacoma has been very receptive to that message.
So, speaking of visions, what exactly was your vision to run for mayor? What would you like to accomplish by having this position?
Good point. There are actually kind of two messages that I tried to convey. First was my leadership style and my approach to leading. And I said during the course of the campaign, and I really meant this, that in my view, there's no such thing as insiders and outsiders. That everybody in Tacoma, from my perspective, is an insider. All I ask is a commitment to a better Tacoma. And if a person's committed to working for the betterment of the community, then that person's an insider. I don't care where they live. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they make. I don't care what their education is. Everybody in Tacoma, from my perspective, is an insider. Now, that kind of shook things up a bit here in City Hall and kind of changed things a bit because, in my view, there was a lot of inside baseball, I guess you could say, a lot of inside stuff going on here. And I think part of the message and part of my success and Councilmember Mike Lonergan's success was based on the message that we conveyed. And we conveyed pretty much the same message that I've just said to you, that there won't be any insiders and outsiders. And so, I think that is an important aspect, and that deals with leadership style. Now, in terms of vision, what I hope for the future, I was an educator for 33 years. Taught at the University of Puget Sound. I'm a product of the Tacoma school system. I graduated from Stadium, went on to the University of Puget Sound, went on to George Washington University back in D.C., did my graduate work, came back, and began a career at the university. So I'm an educator by training and experience, and I'm committed to education. To me, education is the key to everything. It's the key to economic development. It's the key to assuring public safety, safe and secure neighborhoods. It's a key to quality of life. Now, as it turns out, the city of Tacoma has made a tremendous investment in telecommunications, unparalleled, unmatched. No other community is anywhere near what this city's accomplished in terms of broadband capacity and capability. And so the vision that I articulated during the course of the campaign is I think Tacoma has the potential to become a preeminent learning community. Every household in Tacoma has access to the internet. You have access to the internet. You don't even need a computer to have access to the internet. For $9 a month, you can have access over your television. You can have your own email account, and you can use that resource, that information resource, to become more effective in terms of your potential as a productive citizen. So there are a lot of things going on, exciting things going on. The University of Washington Tacoma has a technology institute that is up and running with about 40 students involved. You have the Boys and Girls Club doing exciting things with technology out at the east side, their east side facility. You have the school district number 10 doing interesting things with the city of Tacoma through what is called the institutional network or the CityNet. So you have a lot of pieces out there, and my theory is if we can bring the pieces together and kind of work together in terms of this notion of a learning community, exciting things can happen in Tacoma. So I'm working with Councilmember Bill Moss and Councilmember Connie Ladenburg and Councilmember Rick Talbert to put together an effort and a strategic plan to bring about, tap into this potential that I've just.
I'm wondering about this institution of learning. How do you feel about the hikes of tuitions that are facing our colleges?
Well, that's a good question. I have very little to do with that. Obviously, I think access is critical. I've never had to deal with. Now I'm talking as a parent. Never had to deal with having to address the question of tuition because my two kids, both of whom are college graduates, were provided for tuition-wise through the University of Puget Sound, where I worked. My son now is at Northwestern University in Chicago in law school, where he's on a big scholarship. But once he graduates from law school, he'll be able to, but he still needs student loans, but he'll be able to pay them back. I'm always concerned when I see dramatic increases in tuition, because when that occurs, then barriers go up, and it creates problems for people in terms of access to educational opportunities. So that is a concern of mine.
I agree also. Well, we thank you for giving us time today and taking time out of your busy schedule. And I appreciate what time you have, and I know that you have a very long day ahead of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Silence the violence, increase the peace, don't fake the funk, whatever. It's not about that. It's about Quincy, Rhonda, and Kano. These are my homies, and they're also dead. So don't wrap this up in some cute ad slogan with some big sound effects. This is about us. We're killing each other.